We are just hours away from the start of the 2018 CrossFit Games. A live preview of what to expect. That's first tonight on News 3.
And a federal judge puts a halt to the release of 3D gun blueprints that were set to be available at midnight tonight.
This is News 3 at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. CrossFitters from all over the world are in Madison for the upcoming CrossFit Games.
Those highly anticipated games start tomorrow, and the athletes competing aren't skipping those final workouts. Amy Reed sat in on a class today, and she joins us now live to tell us just how busy our local CrossFit gyms are getting. Amy?
Oh, yeah, I was far from the only guest in class today. I heard people from Connecticut, from Michigan, Texas, California, and I'm sure there were many more. But just because these guys are on vacation doesn't mean that they're missing a chance to check out our gyms. There's not much room in Madison's gyms.
There's a lot of people. You guys are doing a great job. It's fun. This is, it's fun to have all these visitors. Exactly.
Visitors who came from everywhere, Texas, California.
We love it. It's so much cooler. It's about 118 at home, so the weather is fabulous.
Even Ireland.
Yeah, most people here are from out of town. Yeah, a lot of people have traveled, so a lot of Europeans, a lot of Canadians and stuff I've met, yeah.
Awesome.
Impressing the locals.
It's a lot of weight.
It's a big barbell.
And bringing in a lot of work for the people who run the place.
It's been pretty crazy already.
Nicole Gessler has owned her gym for a few years. Last year, her first for the CrossFit Games. She felt the effect in unexpected ways.
Last year we were really surprised at how much extra toilet paper and chalk that we went through. It was quite a bit. I think it was like 14 pounds of chalk we went through last year, which normally I go through about a pound a month.
So extra chalk, extra toilet paper, and Gessler said extra staff on hand, so everyone still has a good experience.
Your clean was great. From there, you're just tentative because I think you're worried about dropping the bar on your head. Yep, so just punch it through, get it real aggressive. Yep, you can do it.
There's a lot of pressure when you host the fittest of the fit, Gessler said. But to them, a gym is a gym.
Yeah, it's kind of the same, organized chaos, you know, pretty much, yeah.
Now, these athletes are, of course, in town for one thing only, the CrossFit Games. Those start tomorrow. They'll be going through Sunday. We'll be back here for News 3 this morning for coverage.
Big stretch of days for CrossFit coming up. Amy Reed reporting tonight live at the Alliant Energy Center. Amy, thank you.
And as you can imagine, with so many people in the downtown area this week, traffic will be impacted. The city says new traffic patterns will be in effect starting tomorrow, particularly at intersections along John Nolan Drive and Rimrock Road. For all of that information, including all of these diagrams and explanations, they're on our website, channel3000.com. New tonight, a federal judge in Seattle has issued a temporary restraining order to stop the release of blueprints to make 3D printed plastic guns. The Texas-based company behind the plans had reached a settlement with the federal government to allow it to make the blueprints available online for download starting at midnight. The restraining order puts that plan on hold for now. President Trump said today he's looking into the idea, saying making 3D plastic guns available to the public doesn't seem to make much sense.
The Mexican government says no one died in this plane crash today after the passenger jet crashed shortly after takeoff. 97 passengers, 4 crew members were on board when it went down. This happened near Durango, Mexico. That's about 550 miles northwest of Mexico City. It is day 2 in the trial of a Middleton man, 54-year-old John Hammond, accused in the murder of his landlord, 82-year-old Agnes Bram. This was in April of 2017. Among those on the witness stand today, Dane County Medical Examiner Vincent Tranquita. He testified Bram was likely killed a day or 2 before her body was found April 28th and that it had likely been moved after the attack. Hammond had been a tenant leasing a room in Bram's home on University Avenue in Middleton. He is facing a charge of first-degree intentional homicide. That trial expected to last through the end of the week.
A Madison man will spend the next 12 years in prison, convicted of stabbing his wife several times while she held one of their children. 37-year-old Michael Wagner was charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide. He pleaded guilty back in June. The victim told Officer Wagner stabbed her more than 10 times at their home on Chester Drive in March. Today, a judge sentenced him to 12 years in prison and 10 years extended supervision. Paul Manafort, the president's one-time campaign chairman, went on trial today. His attorney said there was no chance at a last-minute plea deal. Manafort is the first Trump associate to face trial in the special counsel investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 campaign. But the case against him makes no mention of the election or President Trump. Instead, Manafort is charged with bank fraud and tax evasion.
The midterm elections, 14 weeks from today. Facebook says it has uncovered a new attempt to interfere with the U.S. political system. The social media giant has taken down more than 24 apparently fake accounts. It says they may be linked to Russia. The 32 pages had more than 290,000 followers and were created between March of 2017 and this past May. Their aim to spread misinformation and meddle in the midterm elections. Well, let's turn it over to weather now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us in the Weather Center. Gary?
Eric, we had a couple of showers and thunderstorms over southwestern Wisconsin earlier today. Tomorrow we'll see a better chance of showers and storms just about everywhere. Right now, things pretty quiet around here. The showers and storms fizzled out as they moved into Iowa. The clouds have actually thinned out as well. There are some more showers and thunderstorms to our north and west across northern Minnesota. Those will reach us tomorrow afternoon, but right now things will stay pretty quiet for the rest of tonight. Low temperatures this morning started out on the cool side. Here in Madison, we were at 52 degrees. Camp Douglas is down to 48 degrees. Most other areas were in the lower to middle 50s. High temperatures today in the upper 70s to low 80s from Madison eastward, but to the north and west, it was quite a bit warmer. La Crosse topped out at 89, Black River Falls at 87 degrees, and current temperatures are now in the middle 60s. By tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to drop off to about 60. Tomorrow will be a partly sunny and warm day with a shower or thunderstorm chance later in the afternoon. High temperature at 80. That's your first alert forecast.
Gary, thank you. And firefighters are still struggling to contain those deadly wildfires across California.
The Carr Fire near Redding has destroyed over 800 homes and is now the 7th most destructive fire in California history. Streets are quiet and mostly deserted in fire-ravaged neighborhoods. More than 12,000 firefighters from nearly a dozen states continue to battle the fire that's charred an area larger than the city of Denver. The fire is now heading away from heavily populated towns. We're also getting a new look, a bird's eye view of the firefight. This is video from the cockpit as two C-130s drop retardant on the Carr Fire. This is video from the past weekend. The Carr Fire has burned 110,000 acres and it is 27% contained. Nearly 900 homes have been destroyed and 2 firefighters were killed. Well, here's some amazing video today from Texas. A parking garage collapses twice. The second time is caught on camera. This is in Irving, Texas. 21 vehicles were damaged in the initial collapse. The second time around, it appears another 3 fell into the structure. Fears of another secondary collapse are keeping people from getting their cars and engineers from beginning their investigation.
A West Bend man's medical mystery leads to several amputations. Doctors say it may have come from the lick of a dog. Perfectly healthy one minute, rushed to the hospital with a strange illness the next. That's how Dawn Manteuffel describes what happened to her husband, Greg. In late June, what appeared to be a simple case of the flu turned into something much worse, much more frightening. Doctors told them Greg was having complications from an infection, later discovered to have come from the bacteria found in dog saliva.
We counted about 8 dogs that he probably came across. He doesn't want anybody to think he doesn't love dogs anymore. He loves his dog. He wants to see his dog. I mean, because it's not the dog's fault. It was just some crazy thing that happened.
Now, without both legs, both hands, and surgery still ongoing, Dawn says the man she loves is battling back with an unflagging spirit. The family has now raised more than $20,000 to help with Greg's recovery. The State Department of Justice has created a new publicly accessible database to track sex offenses in Wisconsin. The DOJ says the database will improve transparency. Users can now view the number and rate of offenses in each county, whether weapons were used, the victim and offender demographics, and the relationships between the two. The data spans 2013 to 2017.
New tonight, the Wisconsin State Patrol says they are conducting aerial traffic enforcement along I-3990 in Dane and Rock counties. They say the goal is to encourage voluntary compliance with traffic laws and are hoping it will make more people slow down in the construction zones. A commonly used chemical has been detected in 2 wells here in Madison.
Wells 15 and 16, but only one of those is raising some questions. The chemical found is in the air we breathe, the clothes we wear, the things we use in our kitchens, and now has been found in our water. If you're in the service area of well 15, this mostly affects you. Officials believe the chemicals found come from the Truax field and from nearby landfills from years ago, and is just now making its way into well 15, which is close to that location. Very small amounts were found. They say right now you have nothing to worry about, but they are still investigating how to prevent those levels from going any higher.
It's 0.03 of a billionth of a part, which doesn't mean that it's not harmful, but it's something that has to build up and up and up in one's body and the water supply for it to be a substantial threat.
The public information officer at the Madison Water Utility says people can still drink that water from well 15. There's no threat right now, but if you have any concerns or questions, they encourage you to call them with any questions you might have. And still ahead tonight at 10, some scattered thunderstorms in the forecast. We will have your midweek outlook in just a few minutes.
But first, immigration and customs enforcement officers are stepping up their presence here in the Madison area. What Sheriff Dave Mahoney thinks about the move next at 10. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers, otherwise known as ICE, are stepping up their presence in the Madison area.
The federal government says enforcement makes the community safer, but Dane County Sheriff Dave Mahoney does not agree. He says his staff is already working hard to keep the community safe. With ICE coming in and requesting his department participate, he says it's putting more work on his staff when they already have enough duties on the job, and thinks the federal government's move is going against his mission as sheriff.
Because my mission as a local law enforcement agency, as a county sheriff's office charged with overall public safety in my community, is first to build trust in that community and carry out the duties and demands that the community has told me are their priorities, and that's what I do.
So far, only one law enforcement agency in the state has signed on with the 287G program. That was back in April. The Waukesha County Sheriff's Department was approved for the program, which trains deputies assigned to the jail to assist in identifying people who are in the country illegally.
The would-be opening show for the new music venue, the Sylvie on East Washington Avenue, has been canceled due to an illness with the lead singer. The heavy metal band Avenged Sevenfold was supposed to play there on September 24th, but due to a viral illness, the band had to cancel 3 months worth of shows. Tickets for the show were sold out, and the Sylvie says anyone who bought them will be refunded. Parents will be spending more money this year for back-to-school shopping. That is according to a new survey by City Retail Services. The survey shows parents on average spend about $322 per child on back-to-school supplies, ranging from clothes to classroom items. Wisconsin's sales tax holiday begins tomorrow. Shoppers won't have to pay taxes on clothing, computers, and school supplies Wednesday through Sunday. Each item of clothing must cost less than $75 to be exempt from the sales tax. Computers must be purchased for personal use and must cost $750 or less. And the price of each school supply item must be less than $75. Another showing of support tonight for the families affected by the Sun Prairie explosion exactly 3 weeks ago.
Tonight's event held at the Round Table in Sun Prairie, and while it was called Ladies' Night, everyone was welcome for a night of shopping, food, and drinks. There were also live and silent auctions to raise money, going to help those still recovering from the tragedy.
It's going to be split between the Sun Prairie Disaster Relief Fund, the Barr family, the Welch family, and the Sun Prairie Fire Department.
The Knights of Columbus and the Round Table donated the space and $500 to the cause. They also donated $300 to each family that is still without a home.
Check this video out from Phoenix. A strong monsoon storm blew through the area last night, so powerful it actually moved an airplane, flipping it partially on its side. An official at the airport says they saw wind gusts of up to 74 miles per hour. Look at that.
Pretty amazing. As we turn to our chief meteorologist, Gary Canalti, we'll look at our forecast.
That's known as a haboob out there, where you get those strong winds that blow the dust and cause near zero visibility along with those strong winds up to 75 miles an hour. Around here, our thunderstorms are a lot tamer, just a few over southwestern Wisconsin earlier today. But looking ahead to the month of August, the latest temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center calling for above normal temperatures in the west, the south, and the eastern part of the country. Only in the north central part of the United States expected to see equal chances of above or below normal temperatures. As far as precipitation is concerned, looks like below normal precipitation expected farther to the south into Texas, perhaps creeping up about as far north as Kansas City. Some above normal precipitation expected over the coastal areas of the Carolinas and through the southwestern part of the country. But around here, again, equal chances of above or below normal precipitation. July was about a degree above normal temperature-wise and about an inch below normal from a precipitation standpoint. And tonight, Doppler track shows the last of the showers fizzling out up to the north. Things are pretty quiet around here. There are some showers and thunderstorms across parts of northeastern Illinois. Those have died out, but some showers moving northward through parts of Michigan and Indiana. To the north and west, there's a band of showers and thunderstorms up in northern Minnesota. That's with a cold front that will reach us late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening with some showers and storms. And the Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms. Gusty winds and heavy downpours would be the main threat from an isolated thunderstorm or two late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Time lapse from the Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam shows those clouds coming in from the south this morning and then breaking up. That allowed them to heat up before those showers and thunderstorms popped up. And then by the time sunset rolled around, the skies started to clear again, and it was pretty quiet. Live view from the Madison WISC Skycam looking out toward the east, pretty dark there, but the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison showing the Capitol lit up, and of course no rain or fog around here. Almanac for today shows a high of 81, exactly where we should be temperature-wise, but low temperature 52, a little bit below normal. Right now we're sitting at 64 degrees with clear skies. The air is calm, humidity at 84%, so not looking for any fog to form tonight. Temperatures right now 60s to the lower to middle 70s across the state. Warmest temperatures in the west central part of the state. Those areas were in the middle to upper 80s today. You can see the clouds that were lifting northward out of the Illinois and Indiana area into far southeastern Wisconsin, but Now the upper level winds becoming more northwesterly, and that will drive this cold front southward, bringing us some shower and thunderstorm chances by tomorrow afternoon. It's all in the vicinity of a cold front here. North of the front, temperatures still made the mid-80s before the front moved through. 94 for the high of Bismarck, but notice International Falls has dropped to 63. Temperatures mainly in the 70s still ahead of that front. So our forecast for the overnight hours, partly cloudy skies, rain chances pretty much over with a low of 60 tomorrow. Partly sunny and warm with some afternoon thunderstorms, high temperature at 81. As we look at future track, quiet conditions overnight, low dropping to 60. Tomorrow, look for some afternoon showers and thunderstorms, highs in the lower 80s. Most of the showers and storms tomorrow evening, then cloudy skies overnight with some patchy fog, low of 60. And clouds will keep temperatures down on Thursday, probably reaching the lower 70s for highs with just a slight chance for a shower. Rainfall amounts through Thursday, about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. There'll be a few spots that pick up a heavier amount, around 1 inch, and a heavier shower or thunderstorm. 7 to 10 day forecast, though, those temperatures bounce right back up. Sunny skies bring temperatures up into the low 80s on Friday, and then we'll be in the upper 80s, maybe close to 90 for the weekend into the early part of next week with some thunderstorm chances early next week. But for the rest of next week, high temperatures still in the mid to upper 80s.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Gary. The Brewers making a deal at the deadline, but it's not for a pitcher. We'll have the details, the story, just ahead in sports.
The Brewers didn't get another starting pitcher, but they did get a pretty good player at the Major League Baseball trading deadline today. They got Jonathan Scope from the Baltimore Orioles for Jonathan VR and prospects Luis Ortiz and Gene Carmona. It's spelled S-C-H-O-O-P, but it's pronounced Scope. 14 homers, 40 RBI for the Orioles. He played second base, but don't be surprised if he moves to shortstop, at least for a while. Brewers also released infielder Brad Miller. Now, game 2 of their series at Los Angeles going on right now, and the Brewers get the early lead. Lorenzo Cain with a double to right. Christian Yelich, who extended his hitting streak to 15 games, comes in to score. Wade Miley has the early lead there. Right now it's in the 5th inning. It's the Brewers 1 and the Dodgers nothing. The Madison Mallards won the first half of the South Division of the Northwoods League season, and they're making a push to win the second half of the season, too. Tonight at Warner Park, the Mallards host the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Oh, that little guy is one tough dude. And he scores. 3rd inning, Mallards down 1-0. Trevor Schwecke, that's a big hit for the Marshfield native. Garrett Kieber scores, and it ties the game. And in the 3rd inning, Justice Bigby gets this one in the hole. David Vinsky scores the go-ahead run for the home team. It's in the 8th inning at Warner Park. The Mallards lead the Dock Spiders 7-3. Badger football season begins tomorrow. It's Media Day, followed by Family Fun Night at 6 at Camp Randall. Practices begin Thursday, and head coach Paul Christ is ready to go, and he says his players are too.
Yeah, I like the way the group approaches things. I think the group likes playing football. I think they like each other. And I think we've got some guys that are talented. Now we've got to put it all together, and certainly we've got, we had a good senior class, and guys have left and gone on for new opportunities, and that creates other opportunities for some younger kids, and so you're looking forward to helping them be the best they can be, so that we can kind of fill some of those natural gaps by graduation.
Sounds like that knee injury to Packers inside linebacker Jake Ryan could be a season ender. Mike McCarthy said today Ryan is still going through testing. As far as replacing Ryan at inside linebacker, well, it's time for some of those young guys to step up. Blake Martinez will be the other starter in the Packers' base defense. McCarthy says he's seen some positive signs with the young linebackers so far.
I mean, the young guys, I think, stating the obvious, that there's opportunity in front of them. So you want to see them step up these next practices. So you want to see these young linebackers grow through that, because the command and the awareness and instinct and playing fast, those are all very important components of all positions, especially at the inside linebacker position.
Construction of the new Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee is officially complete. Today, Bucks President Peter Feigin signed the documents giving ownership of the new building to the team. And they also announced today that the first game at the new arena will be the Bucks and Bulls in a preseason game Wednesday, October 3rd. And a Stricker won a golf tournament today, but not Steve. His daughter Bobby won the Badger Mutual Insurance Women's Amateur at Brown Deer Park in Milwaukee. Bobby was a really good tennis player at high school in Wanakee. Now she's on the Wisconsin Badger golf team. Today she won the Badger Mutual Women's Amateur. We'll be right back.
Gary's here with a final check of your forecast.
Temperatures are pretty comfortable out there for tonight. Right now in the middle 60s here in Madison, but high temperatures tomorrow back in the lower 80s. Some thunderstorms in the afternoon. Thursday cloudy and cooler, just a slight chance of showers. Highs in the lower 70s. Once the sun comes back, those temperatures will warm up quickly. Low 80s Friday, upper 80s for the weekend, and mid to upper 80s for much of next week with some thunderstorm chances about Monday and Tuesday of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us tonight for News 3 at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.